Hey guys, Morphologist here again with another video on Space Engineers. Today, I'm going to talk about another one of my creations. Now, if you remember last week, I showed you the satellite superweapon, but I didn't have a name for it yet, so I asked you guys what you thought the name should be. I got a lot of really good suggestions, but there was one that really caught my eye. It is the Atlas Battlecannon suggested by Daniel Clayton, so thank you very much for your suggestion. That is what I'm going to upload it to the workshop as. Now, let's talk about what I created this week. Well, a lot of you suggested, why don't I do a Gatling gun? Because the ship I created kind of resembled that. And I thought, why not? So enters the A-20, a small double-seater ship equipped with a 30mm Gatling gun attached to the front. But if that's not enough, you still got 4 barrels of 8.8cm high-explosive rounds to fire at your target, in addition to 2 scatter guns, which are great for taking out small aircraft as they pass by. But don't forget, you still got your back gunner, who's gonna take out anybody who's tailing you, as well as any targets in the front. But enough with all this talk about how great it is. Why don't we see it in action? And that's exactly what me and my friend Eltonot did together. We went after a business shipment. Now, I know what you're thinking, it's not that strong of a target, but this is really just a test of how much damage it can do to a large ship. And this is a small ship, guys, remember that. Also, in this footage, you'll take note that there's a camera directly underneath the nose cannon, so that you can aim at your target efficiently and make sure that all your hits are going right where you aim them. As if the 4 guns, plus the scatter cannon, plus the revolving turret weren't enough.
Yeah.
This large ship is completely gone.
Holy crap.
Now, as you can see, it's extremely effective at blowing up your target. It destroyed that ship and reduced it to nothing but shrapnel. Now, what I didn't show you is that it's actually really great at picking off targets. And that's primarily one of the main uses of having a Gatling gun. You see, each round is landing in the same exact place, one after the other. And these are much bigger rounds than you would conventionally get, say, with your typical vanilla Gatling gun. So what you get is a highly accurate long-range weapon that is able to snipe off enemies' defenses or go and make holes in their armor before you even get to it. Now, you might be wondering by now, Morphologist, how do you make one of these? They're actually really simple, and all you need are those custom mods from the workshop for the guns. For the guns you saw on the front of this, it's the 30mm Flak cannon from AcrioAlarius, which will be available in the comment section of the video. And the other cannons are the CSD Battlecannons, which are the 4 ones fixed to the side of my ship. Those are both available, again, in the comment section. I suggest you download them, they're awesome. So once you've downloaded them, you're probably wondering how to build it for yourself. And it's, like I said, pretty simple. All you need are the following items on your toolbar: the advanced rotor with a conveyor system on it, the sensor block, a conveyor block, and finally, you'll need the 30mm Flak cannon. Great, now that this is set up, we're ready to place our advanced rotor on the ship that we want to put the gun on. Now we just have to put the conveyor blocks on top of it. This will ensure that later, when we want to reload the guns, we don't have to get out of the ship and manually do it per each gun. This will hook them up to the central storage system of the ship. The last step of the construction phase of this is to place your Gatling gun weapons on top of the conveyor block. After it's been placed, then we want to place the sensor block directly on top, but make sure that it's not too close to your ship or it won't work in the future. Also make sure to place them one at a time with the gun, otherwise you'll lose track of which gun is going to which sensor. Next, let's access the sensor control panel by pressing K. Once inside, go to Setup Actions, find the Flak cannon that you placed, and drag and drop it to the first option on the bottom, then select Shoot Once. Great, now repeat that process for the last 3 of the cannon. After they're all placed, go into the sensor options again, and search for all the sensors on your ship. Shift select all of them, and change the following options: left extent, right extent, bottom extent, top, back, and front, all down to 1. Uncheck Detect Players, and finally, select Detect Small Ships. This is important because if you don't do this, it really will not work. Great, it's pretty much set up now with the exception of making the rotors spin, though you'll notice that all of them are currently blue and not shooting. Now, that's because it doesn't detect anything on the ship yet, so we have to go back and place a small object from the ship so that the sensor will detect it and shoot the first gun. I'm using some small armor panels to save space. You don't have to use them, you can use some vanilla blocks, they will effectively have the same result. Next, go into your cockpit and access your control panel, and search for the advanced rotor that we placed in the first step of creating this gun. After you found it, change the braking torque to somewhere around 100 kilonewtons. Then, change the velocity to around 45 RPM. Now this RPM can go faster, but the rate of fire will not increase because the guns are at their maximum reload speed. If you've got different weapons other than the 30mm, it might fire faster. It just depends on what cannons you're using. Well, that's it guys. That's how to build your very own Gatling gun. And right about now you must be thinking, this is awesome. I want to go do this myself, maybe even use bigger cannons. Well, guess what guys? This video isn't over yet. Introducing the Phalanx Rapier. It is a long-range ship that has one very particular feature and purpose. That's right, 8 massive CSD battle cannons hooked up to a Gatling turret. And yes, it does do a crap ton of damage. Allow me to demonstrate.
It's directly in front of us. I can't really aim at it. Covering the back here, and I can't.
I see. Okay. Sounds like I'm hitting someone.
And there is nothing left of that military escort. And could you expect anything less from 8 battle cannons? I think not. This, along with the first A-20 ship, will be available in the workshop page in my comments section, if you want to download it for yourself. That's it guys, that's all I've got for this time. If you liked the video, if you liked the ships, or if you just liked me, make sure you subscribe and tell your friends. And I'll see you guys next time.